Tefel to start us off here in this best of 3 ZVZ to start us off with the entire of the SC2 Improved Summer League 2014 round of 16. Again, these guys, there's been 6 qualifiers so far, and all of these players have qualified through the qualifiers to get to this stage. So very excited to see the action really start to unfurl here as Tefel. He is probably one of the more popular players who has qualified. Of course, there's players such as Nurture, Cass, Arthur, Patience as well. So a lot of, a big stacked bracket. If you want to see more of the bracket, you can type !bracket into the Twitch chat and it will give you a link. So if you want to see more of the players in the round of 16 and want to see the other groups, of course, today's group is Group B, and it's Tefel versus Ansopedi for our first match, followed by Adonis versus Optimus for our second match, and that will lead us into a winners match, a losers match, and a decider match. In the upper left-hand corner from NON Esports, a player who really made his name for himself throughout these qualifiers. A very strong Zerg playing indeed in the pink. It's Ansopedi. I think it was the first qualifier we had. Ansopedi actually placed second. He lost 1-2 to... Ooh, I don't actually know who he lost to. It's a good question though, isn't it? Shall we find out? Let me very quickly find that out, because I think that would be quite interesting to know who he lost to in the qualifier, because he definitely came second, because otherwise he would have qualified directly. And I'm 100% certain it was also... I am 100% sure. Yes, okay, so he actually lost to Arthur in qualifier number 1 a long time ago. He played in a couple of other qualifiers, not as great a result as second place in any of them, but still a pretty decent, he still managed to knock up enough points to qualify nonetheless. So, somebody just sitting here with his pool. He's got gas up as well here, and that's going to compare to... That's going to compare to, Tefel's build here, where he's actually opted to go for a hatchery. Much faster here, and now only just going to take his gas at what I would call a more standard time. Again, this gas here from Ansopedi, it's on 1 base, it's very quick. He's going to take a natural now, but again, that's very, very delayed. His hatchery is about, 60 seconds behind that of Tefel's, 45 seconds to be exact. So he's really committing to this 1 base pressure, and he's going to be hoping he can get something done with that earlier gas, which is going to have mined just over 100 right now. Stars Metal Ball Boost actually stays in the gas as well, so very intrigued to see what the follow-up will be here for Ansopedi. Is he going to go for some kind of Baneland nest and kind of follow this up with a Baneland attack? Is he going to go for... there's just so many possibilities that, he could go for here in this first game. And aggression is of course screaming at us, because again he's going to have a very fast Zergling speed, and what else do you do with gas? You generally get aggressive unless he goes for some kind of carapace build, unless he goes for some kind of very fast lair. Tefel sees a few Zerglings on the way out now. He'll see the first 2 and then the third. Well, actually, look at this. And somebody actually just waiting with the rest of them for now, adding on a couple more Zerglings. Still no Baneland Nest in sight, although he has spent his gas on something. And it actually is the Baneland Nest coming down here. So Ansopedi really is going to be ramping up this aggression right from the get-go. Going to be hiding Lings from Tefel's Overlord until the last possible moment, where he's just going to move across the map and try and do whatever he can. And he's actually got a couple more Lings already coming across the map to be able to try and deal with Tefel's couple of Lings which are here. Tefel has spotted the timing of that first, natural expansion, so he should know the kind of, you should know, oh, okay, I see, right, you've got gas faster than me. Right now, though, Tefel actually in a little bit of trouble. He's picked off 1 Zergling, but his other Zerglings are very low, so I don't think he can really continue fighting here, and he will just have to fall back now. He has started up a Spine Crawler, so he should be okay. Speed's about to kick in, and Tefel should be seeing these coming across the map with his Overlord. 6 Zerglings on the way here, and Baneland's actually going to morph right in front of the right in front of Tefel's face, as somebody's going to come in and get this around, and this first Queen looks as though it's going to be going down here, and these Zerglings, the Spine Crawler, look as though it's all going to be going down as well, as this Queen gets captured. And Baneland's now coming in, and they're going to be looking for probably hits on drones more than anything. They're actually going to help take down the Spine Crawler, so the Lings can do some extra damage to Tefel. With 14 Zerglings about to finish up, he doesn't have Zergling speed yet, so that's going to be a little bit longer here, where Ansopedi can continue to, just pick off these Zerglings, and Tefel just isn't really prepared for this at all. Now 80 more Zerglings on the way, his own speed has finished, so he should be able to get together here and start to pull this back a little. He hasn't lost that many drones. He's only 2 drones ahead. He's still 2 drones ahead, actually, so he's actually okay in terms of the work account. And the real problem is this next follow-up attack from Ansopedi, as more Banelands look as though they're going to be coming in here very, very shortly. Tefel just going to see these. He's going to, he thinks about it, but he doesn't know how, how close they are to finish morphing, so he doesn't want to risk it. More Zerglings coming out here for Tefel. Looks as though he will be able to keep cleaning these up, and Ansopedi continues to stream into the natural. One Baneling dealt with, and there's 3 more on the way though, and the first connection isn't that great really, and I don't think the last 2 Banelings are going to be able to do all too much either, as Tefel has a bunch of units here ready to go into for counterattack. 2 more Banelings on the way where they've been morphed in the main base. They might be able to come and help out this natural expansion, which will be under attack again here in just a few seconds time. Tefel starts to come up into the main base. These Banelings are here. He has to be very, very careful at this point. He's still just chasing down Zerglings. He sees the Banelings now, and he has to start trying to control to pick these off as best he can. And he will get one of them, and another one gets to sit with a couple of lings, so he's going to have a few lings left over. He's going to be able to grab the queen. He's still reinforcing with his lings coming across the map. And it looks as though he might just win the game right here, because Ansopedi's not really going to get the opportunity to morph in a bunch more Banelings. That being said, Tefel does turn around and waits a couple of seconds. He's got his own Banelings now on the way. Ansopedi, he's just not building anything at the moment. He doesn't really have any gas and any minerals. He's got a little bit of gas to make Banelings if he wants to. He's actually pulled out of gas completely though, to try and get as many minerals as he can. And Tefel looking pretty good right now. This hatchery has been hammered upon, and 4 Banelings come in, and Ansopedi's just going to call G. And Tefel will take this first game of this best of 3 of our first match in the SC2 Improved Summer League, round of 16. Very exciting times. Alright, so we'll be getting into this next game in a couple of moments. It will be Overgrowth, our map, so let me just host this up for you guys. For our players, I should say, so you guys can watch, I guess. So Overgrowth going to be our map. Make myself a referee, set the build order to no build order, invite Tefel, and invite Ansopedi, and we'll be able to get into the second match game of this best of 3 here today. So there we go. And just going to ask if these guys are ready to get into this next game. So we are loaded up into game number 2, and we are also all set to go here, so let's just jump straight on into things. As whoa, I've still got screen region set here, as if haven't been using screen region for a long time, so that's a little bit of a mistake, so excuse me guys. There we go. Alright, so guys, in the lower left hand corner we have the green Zerg player from Team Dignitas. Currently up 1-0 after holding off that initial aggression there from Ansopedi. It's Dignitas Tefel. The Polish player, guys, if you support Tefel today, do let us know. It looks as though Mr. Drax is cheering him on in the chat. I can't read what you're saying, but it involves Tefel and it looks as though it's Polish, so I'm going to assume. So yeah, guys, how is everyone doing? The chat is so quiet. Come on, guys, come get involved. Come. Oh, there we go, Mr. Drax. Tefel, go. Now I understand that. I get that. Okay, guys, come on, let us know who you're supporting here today. Is it Tefel in the lower left, or is that a player in the upper right-hand corner from NON Esports? Ansopedi. That is the question. Alright, so what's going to go down here? Straight away, we actually have a pool first coming in from Tefel. So he always likes this pool first play, and pretty much any matchup we see, pool first is basically his choice of how to go about things. So putting the pool down here initially, and Ansopedi actually, interestingly enough, drone scouting as he puts his hatchery down on the low ground. So he's going to be going hatchery first here. Again, choosing to drone scout while I guess it's kind of interesting because he's going to be able to kind of block this hatchery coming down for a little while. And it's kind of annoying. I mean, Tefel's kind of on 300 minerals. He will block it a little bit more, but now he's only got 6 hit points left on that drone, so hatchery will be able to go down here. And Ansopedi going to head off now up to the upper right hand side of the map. This Overlord continues to come across here to see whatever it can see. So continue to come across, and we'll head in towards this main base in a couple of moments' time. So Overlord heading in towards this main base, and Ansopedi. I mean, Tefel already knows Sahatri first, so basically he's just based knowing there won't be a Queen out to chase this Overlord away extremely soon, so he can get in and actually check the gas. So Tefel just making sure he can get as much information as possible here, and he does get in, he does see the gas. He'll know kind of the timings of this, as back at home he has got his own gas on the way. It's just a little bit behind that of Ansopedi's, and he does have his own natural expansion about to finish up as well. So both players are going to come out of this in a very similar situation, a very similar scenario, and it'll be intriguing to see where they go, where both of them go from here. We're going to see any bling wars. I mean, quite common with the early gas and speed coming down for both players to see bling. And Ansopedi keeps 3 workers in gas, so it looks as though he really wants to go into that baiting nest nice and quickly once again here. Again, not as fast as that last game, but still looking for it quite quickly. Camille Stream is cheering on Tefel as well here, so another Tefel supporter. Not really surprising. I mean, Tefel always seems to have a lot of fans whenever he plays, so good to see you guys are coming out to cheer him on here today. My game sounds really low, or is it just me? Oh, I think my headset's busting. I think my headset's kind of breaking a little bit, so hopefully not. I don't think it's the headset, I think it's just the old connection thing I have, so hopefully not. It seems to be fixed for now, though, as Tefel is going to add on a Spine Crawler here. It's a very safe play for him. Both players with Baneling Nests on the way, though, at different times here. And Ansopedi's Baneling Nest is already about to finish up, whereas Tefel's is only just getting started. Spine Crawler is on the way down here as well for Tefel. So yeah, Zergling's Metabolic Boost. You know, from either side, Tefel really investing in a lot of Zerglings this time. He is seeing Lings coming across the map from his opponent, so maybe just getting prepared to deal with any kind of attack. Back at home though, Ansopedi, he just starts up his lair, so he's just going to start teching here, and we have a little bit of a trade of these Zerglings here to start things off in this map, and that's the first real action we're going to see, as now Ansopedi is going to be starting to retreat, and Tefel actually pulls a couple of Zerglings back. I don't know for what reason. It looked as though he was maybe using them for defensive Banes, but he's actually just going to come straight across here. And a couple of Banes about to finish up. Oh, okay, they're actually Ansopedi's Zerglings anyway, so that's not too bad. Going to try and pick up that Spine Crawler, not quite able to. The zoning too good from the Banelings. As 2 Banelings are on the way in for Tefel as well. He checks for a 3rd base just to make sure, you know, what are you up to, see what's up. And he has to be very careful here, Tefel. Oh my god, could have lost a lot of Zerglings there. Fortunately, he did not. As Banes are going to come forward, and 2 Banes for 2 Banes, not so bad of a trade. And Ansopedi will be happy with that. With you know, that was all of Tefel's Banelings, so he will be able to just hold on now. Both players with the Spire, with his lair on the way. A Spire comes down for him, and Ansopedi, and I wouldn't be surprised to see the same from Tefel. He's taking a slightly faster 3rd. Both players have all their gases up and running now, so it looks as though it's going to be some Mutalisk versus Mutalisk action here in this ZVZ, which is exciting. How often do you see Muta versus Muta? That being said, Tefel actually not with enough gas to start up his Spire just yet, so he will actually fall slightly behind in terms of this. I think that's because he's actually started up so many Banelings, but that being said, he does have this 3rd base coming up a lot faster, so he will make up for that kind of lack of gas, because he's invested in Banelings to kind of, you know, he's invested in Banelings to get a faster 3rd, which means he'll get more gas faster, so it kind of evens out, I would imagine. You know, I don't know exactly, but I imagine it's going to be fairly even here in the end. We'll be able to see, I guess. As Tefel's already starting up the extractors there. Ansopedi with his own 3rd base on the way. It's about a minute or so behind Tefel's. And Tefel again just moving around right now with these Zerglings and Banelings, seeing what he can get up to. Ooh, one Baneling going off here. Didn't see quite how good of a connection it got, as the Baneling is now going to split up. And one Baneling going to come in at a time, and well, that wouldn't be the best of trades here for Ansopedi. As well, no, okay, I guess that's okay in the end here. A few Zerglings for 3 Banelings, not so bad at the same time though. Tefel runs straight by into the main base, so this is actually kind of nice because Tefel, you know, he basically created a distraction while and he basically forced his opponent to use the Banelings. And once the Banelings were used, he came straight into this main base, knowing there wasn't really that much defense, and he does spot the Spire, so he's noticed it's Mutalisk versus Mutalisk play, and that's something which Ansopedi, I don't believe, actually knows quite yet. He hasn't seen the lair, and he hasn't seen the Spire in the natural either. Now, Tefel, the 7 meters already on the way for his opponent. And you can see the gases are pretty much even out because by the time Tefel starts 7 meters, he starts 6. So if you take another 100 gas off there, he's actually about 100 gas ahead. And in fact, he's going to keep going up because he's now going to control this third base of Ansopedi, who just seems to be in a lot of trouble. I mean, the meters are out and they're going to be able to start coming over here to clean this up. But will it be in time? I think it should be just about in time to save this third base. So he will keep this alive. But, you know, as this goes on, it's longer and longer in which Tefel has his own third base up and running, and most importantly these 2 extra gases, which is really giving him a bit of a lead in terms of gas income. He's actually about to be on 13 meters against 7. It looks as though Ansopedi doesn't really want to make any more meters. It looks as though he might be trying to transition out a little bit, but now revealed that it's going to be Mutalisk versus Mutalisk, and this is going to create an interesting scenario as Tefel actually loses his first Mutalisk, and Ansopedi actually just calls GG right there. And that will be Tefel with a nice quick 2-0 to get things off the ground here today in the SC2 Improved Summer League 2014 round of 16. Guys, we're going to be going into Adomimus versus Optimus next, a PVT to whet your appetite. So our next match on the way in a few moments time. Going to run a quick commercial break, and when we're back again, it'll be Adomimus versus Optimus for game 2, for our match number 2 of this Group B of the SC2 Improved Summer League round of 16.